Welcome to SML Total Access, where we break down news, predictions, and more in our Madden League. Now, let's get fired up for SML football.
Hello and welcome back to the legendary, the longest running show on the connected franchise community, SML Total Access. I am Primetime 000, joined by Matt and Dan. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Prime?
What's going on?
Guys, we are halfway through the season, and we are ready to rock and roll with another episode of Total Access. Let's start off. Topic number one, who loses first, or who's most likely to go undefeated? One of the two, I guess. KP, Prime. One's in the NFC, one's in the AFC. And Matt, we'll start with you.
This is tough, actually. I don't know. You both have kind of gone through it a little bit. But I'm going to go with. When I first saw the question, I thought, well, there's no way it's not Prime, right? He's in the AFC. KP's going to have a bunch of cupcake NFC games. Prime's going to lose first, but I'm not too sure about that. Prime, you've got your next two games are Finns and Mike. I think you'll win those games. You do play Doink after that, so there's your tough AFC game. KP's got me, then he's got the Vikings, and then I think he's got Soda. And I think Soda is where he loses. I think your guys' next chance to lose is your third game, you against Doink and him against Soda. And I think Soda is where KP trips up. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. Division games are tough, especially now that we're in, season 4, I think, of the cycle. So you've played these guys so many times. It doesn't matter what the skill gap is. When you know what each other's doing, it lessens that skill gap, right? Because now it just comes down to complete execution. And so I'm going to go KP, but I wouldn't be shocked if both of you went undefeated.
Dan?
I'm surprised you didn't say the obvious one there, Matt. What about Q? I mean, isn't Q the most obvious one there? They both play Q.
Yeah, but I think they can both beat Q.
So you're just gonna write off the defending champ just like that, huh?
Yeah, he's figured out something with the pistol running game, and I'll talk about that later. He's not the threat he used to be offensively.
Interesting. I think both these guys have a legit chance to go undefeated. I think they're both playing really well. I don't think they will. I look at Prime's schedule. I don't see any tough game he's going to have until he hits Dom week 13. Dom has traditionally played Prime a little tough, and his style, if Prime has a mistake or two early, could give him some trouble. He has Q week 15. He's got then Bomber week 18, which who knows what that could look like for Bomber getting in, or maybe Bomber doesn't play. I don't know. So I think Prime has the harder route. Both these guys kind of struggle, I think, throughout the season with focus. And I know Prime wants the 20-0. I think that would be a great comeback story. I think it's going to motivate him, but we've seen Prime motivated before and still fall flat. So I'm going to say they're both going to lose. I think Q is their biggest obstacle, but there's some hang up games. I like the Soda pick for KP. Soda has given KP some trouble, so I think that's a hang up. I think Dom might be a hang up game for Prime.
Yeah, we both have tough schedules, which I think makes it very unlikely for either of us to actually go undefeated this season. I mean, I've got Doink, Raider fan who's only got one loss, Dom, QP, Meats even plays me well, Bomber plays me well. Obviously, KP's got good players like you guys had mentioned as well, QP being one of them, Soda twice, Straw, Raider fan
Meats
as well.
doesn't play you well. You blow Meats out. Come on, don't sell that one to me.
He's all right. It just depends. It depends on the meats you get a little bit. But I will say it would mean a lot for me to have an undefeated regular season if I could win a Super Bowl after that. 20-0 would be the Tiger Woods Masters win from 2-3 years ago, whenever that was, maybe 4 years ago now. But I want that. The problem is it's just so hard. It's so hard to win every game. And even against just with the way the game plays, with how good the talent is in the league, and then to get in the playoffs, you got that added pressure. So it would mean a lot. I want it, as QP would say, but I just don't think either of us can pull it off. I do think I have the more favorable schedule for the next couple of games, which edges me out as more likely to last longer. But we'll see. And we'll see. That's why they play the game. moving on.
Lasts longer. You don't get that comment a lot. Do you?
It's it's all depends on the situation, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Second down, the NFC. We're talking about KP, who's undefeated. I mentioned Raider fan, who's got one loss. Dump is back. The NFC has a little bit of storylines behind it now. Is the NFC back, Dan?
Yeah, I think it is. Looking at the schedule and we just spent a lot of time talking about KP, so we won't say too much now. But Alex, Raider fan, however you go, I like Alex. Raider fan brings up some other memories, so we're gonna go with Alex. Hey, Alex is kind of an unknown. He's playing well. I think Dom just kind of beat him, and I don't think he has had kind of a marquee matchup yet for people to get a good feel for him. But hey, 7-1 is 7-1. I don't care. As you said, the SML is tough to win. 7-1's good. But you mentioned Grim, Stavo seems back, Straw. They're all sitting there at 4, 5, and 3, right in the middle. And then you got Dump kind of lurking now with Josh Allen, and Dump with Josh Allen just is very, very intriguing as far as what he could do. That's 6 seeds right there. Then you got Paulie and Woods. You got the defending champion in Soda and Dump. Those are your top 10 teams. Last year, I don't think we had some of the higher quality type of players in the top 10. You've got a real battle now from third seed all the way down to 10th seed. So this is going to be exciting. This is going to be kind of a mirror now of what the AFC is. I still don't think they have the top tier level, but they have enough guys that can win one game, as Matt says, and it's a lot more intriguing this season. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider back. I mean, most of the guys that you just mentioned, I mean, they just get flooded in the AFC. I mean, we saw the Super Bowl. I mean, QP was just better. I mean, it was just from start to finish, QP just played better, right? And I think you just saw. No offense to Soda, he made it. He's a good player. But I mean, you just saw the discrepancy, right? And I think so. If you put a handful of whoever's going to make it in the playoffs over in the AFC, they're probably not. Maybe they win a game, but probably not. But as far as at least aesthetically, yeah, it looks a lot better right now. Everybody in the playoffs has a winning record. That's good. You've got an undefeated team. You've got a team with one loss. So I think that's good. I think one main reason they're back is Dump. I think, look, this guy went to the Super Bowl season 1 with a very good 88 overall Bears team that developed really nicely. And guess what? Had a stud quarterback. Now he's got that stud quarterback in Josh Allen, who's got abilities. He mortgaged the future, which is fine. I think he was just probably a quarterback away, and we're starting to see that. So I think Dump with Josh Allen kind of adds a spark to the NFC, and Dump kind of says, "Hey, look, guys." Some of you don't know me, but you're about to, and the rest of you do know. He's been on a roll again. Dump hasn't won an AFC game, but I think the NFC is going to be a lot more fun to watch. I am excited. I don't think they're going to be the pushover anymore. Look, teams are getting better. We're 4 seasons in. A lot of these teams are starting to look a lot better. Paulie, the resurgence of Paulie he's come back, sitting in the 7 seed. So I think they're back. As far as I don't think they're the big of a joke as they were with the records and stuff, but and they can certainly win the one game. I think there's a handful of guys that could win the one game against the AFC, but if you put them in the AFC and they had to do the whole AFC route, I don't think many guys, but Dump and KP probably the only guys that can come out of that. So
yeah, I think the NFC's back in the sense of, like, you guys aesthetically, you look at the standings, it looks a lot better. You get guys like Paulie. He's playing a little bit better. I know he's working behind the scenes to get better. Woods is 4-3. He's right in the thick of things as well. For me, I do think Dump is the spark that the NFC was missing last season. And I talked about it on 4th and Inches. I kind of helped orchestrate the trade. I said Dump needs to trade for Josh Allen. And he had a star quarterback. And I'm like, look, he's got the star quarterback. It's going to take him at least 2 years to develop this guy, to get him to superstar level, to be a great, great player. And Josh Allen is right there already. So why not just have a great quarterback for 3 seasons, and then maybe the last 2 seasons of the cycle, you're not that great. Well, you might as well just live in the moment right now and get the job done and strike while the iron's hot. And he's made the trade. And Dump is probably one of the more players who plays on confidence and emotion. If Dump is riding high, if Dump's feeling good, if he's got a reason to have swagger, That's scary. And to me, if I'm the NFC, I don't know who can compete with that. KP probably is the one who can stop
Stavo.
that. Stavo, maybe,
Stavo.
maybe.
I believe in Stavo. I
He's
believe in Stavo.
Stavo's a great player. I haven't seen him do well in the playoffs at all ever in his time here in the SML, and he's had many great regular seasons. Um, I look at guys like Straw, who would have the ability to, but Straw, new baby situation in life. He's just a little distracted right now. So for Dump to trade for a guy like Josh Allen and then and within 2 games throw 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, and look like a completely different person, I think Dump could become the villain of the NFC and add some spark this playoff, just in my opinion. Moving on, third down. New Year's coming up, guys. A couple days away. 2025 is well on its way. Do you guys have any resolutions for members or Madden resolutions or whatever it may be? Matt, we'll let you go first.
Yeah, I've got a few. I got some that I think are just holistic, the whole league. I've got a couple of members as well. So I'll start with the whole league. Stop blocking kicks. Fig, stop blitzing so much. Look, buddy, I watched one of your games. I don't remember who you were playing. I think it might have actually been Soda. Holy hell, dude! You blitzed every single play. It seemed either you had a blitzer or you had an all-out blitz on almost every single play. It was zone blitz. It was cover zero. You were mixing up the blitzes, but it was like you couldn't stop blitzing, and Soda was just throwing over the top and big play after big play. You're never going to win. Stop. Blitz strategically, but play coverage. Make these guys work it. You have the Lions. You have a really good defense. The players are really good. Make people have 10 to 12 play drives, because that's harder to do than just 1 or 2, because you're blitzing and giving it up over the top. Guys will make mistakes, especially with your team. Stop blitzing so much. God, it just drives me nuts. Straw, go big. Look, you just talked about Straw. He can make the run. But look, and Prime, you talked about this. You kind of created the buzz of, you kind of, actually, I think you got Josh Allen traded, but yeah. I think you were the Adam Schefter. Sources tell me he's going to Dallas, and sources tell me he's going to Arizona. It was like, I don't even know if Straw even DM'd Fins, but you made me think they had deep conversations regardless. Yeah. Straw needs to make that move. I don't know if that move is left or if that move is still going to be there. Jaden Daniels is gone. Josh Allen's gone. But if somebody, in whether it's this offseason, next season, whatever, has a big-time quarterback on the market, Straw needs to swallow his pride of, I can develop a quarterback, and go big. His Paul Allen that he drafted is a normal dev rookie, and he's not even in the top 5 for passing right now. And I know he hasn't played his game yet. He's upcoming here. But Straw last cycle, he got a rookie, dived him all the way to X Factor. He's not doing that this cycle. Go get him. The NFC is for the taking. Dump saw that, and it's paying off. And then my last one, stop complaining in chat league. God, some of you guys are undefeated. You've only ever lost to the game. Stop. It's like every minute I either see a emo tweet halfway through the game, or EA, when is the EA luck going to turn my way? Look, it all evens out, man. I'm here to tell you. You might have a really bad luck game, but you're going to have good luck games that you don't talk about. It's like bad reviews. Nobody goes to the restaurant or on Reddit and says, man, I love this thing. I love this restaurant. I love this device. They only go there when they say something sucks. The breaks go both ways. I've been on the receiving end. Look, Q, I got an interception on Q, 0-0. I took 2 steps on the return, fumbled it. Q recovered it, scored the only touchdown of the game. I didn't. This is the first time you've heard me say that. It happens. Yeah. Bad luck to all of us. Stop complaining in chat, please. You're going to be better. It's not just annoying, but you're going to be better when you look in the mirror and better yourself as a player instead of passing the blame onto the game.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's it.
That was good.
That's a good rant, Matt. That's a good rant. I don't even know if I can compete with that, man. And hey, I want to give you hats off for that too, man. You are by far the best in the league with just going with what happens and not getting caught up in the emotion. So credit to you. Huge second thing to what you said about stop blocking kicks. I mean, come on now. Like, I know, and I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't know if I'll have the time to put it together, but Prime put together some of the percentages of blocks to the NFL compared to the SML. I know it was a good article, good thought, but what he didn't account for, and maybe we could take the time to figure it out, how many teams in the SML don't go for blocks at all. Like, I know I am, Matt does, Mike does. There's so many other teams. So that right there limits actually how many blocks per attempt we actually are getting, and I think it's a lot higher than what Prime found out. But anyways, my resolutions. I got one real simple one. It's really focused at 2 guys, but it could include some other guys. It's going towards Gutta and it's going towards Woods. Stop the quarterback roulette. Just pick your quarterback and stick with him. I know finally, I think Gutta has Daniels. I think he's going to stick with him. I think that's his cycle quarterback. Woods still teetering back and forth between the second year guy and Hurts. Make a decision, stick to a guy. I mean, commit for once, okay? Like actually commit to a quarterback and focus on you getting better, not the quarterback as the problem. And you're going to see, I think, both your play get even better. I think there's some other guys out in the league that are also kind of dancing with quarterbacks, kind of flirting with other possibilities, checking some other, prospects in the bullpen. Just stick with a quarterback, make it work. Too much quarterback roulette going on.
Yes, I know that's really good, Dan. Two things for me. One would be for people to take a step back emotionally before you play a person you might not like personally. We have 32 men in this league. We have a lot of guys that have known each other for a very long time, many, many years now. Sometimes, whether it's views on the game, whether it's views on life that then impacts how you view them as a player, impact your thought process entering the game against said player, which then causes you to play worse or to look for things in that person's gameplay that aren't there. So I ask, this is to everybody, because I've seen it from just about 75% of the league. People have personal, it's just natural. We're going to like some guys more than others. That's fine. I get it. I like more people than I like other people. It's fine. It's normal. It's human nature. But try not to let that impact your judgment. We are all emotional creatures. Some of us are going to pretend like we're not emotional when we are. And if you're that person hearing that and you're like, hey, I'm not that emotional, then you're probably the one I'm speaking to. Try to look at things from a balanced approach. Enter games with an open mind, especially with your division opponents. Because as we hit that mid point in the cycle, what's going to happen is you're going to get tired of playing a certain guy because you played him twice a season, every season for 8 seasons. And then you're going to start to think a tendency is something that's cheesy. And I think that's a fine line sometimes between tendencies and what's cheesy. So try to just enter games with an open mind and try to just not let your personal opinion on people impact how you see that person playing the game. That would probably be the big one for me. And just to echo on some of what these other guys said, there's some guys I'm just gonna throw out names here. Fig, one of them. Like Fig actually is a talented player. He lets things snowball. Try to just settle the emotions down. I notice when Fig has somebody in his streams cheering him on, he does better. So the talent is there. There's some other guys here who kind of do the same thing, where it's just you just let it snowball. Like you have the talent, just don't let things bother you. And I think if Fig could be that guy, I think he's a playoff player, especially in a division, in a conference that he could compete in, and he's got a quarterback who has a bright future. So yeah, I don't know. That's just my New Year's resolution for some guys. Moving on, though.
That's good. That's good. Well, let me add just 2 thoughts real quick on the emotional part of things. 2 good rules to have is you should have somebody in the league that you can just vent to. Okay, you can just DM, you can just say whatever you want to, and
Yep.
it's just not going to go anywhere else. No one's going to tattle on you. You just need to vent to. It's always healthy to do that. And then number 2 is I think you need a 24-hour rule. If you have a problem with somebody, just wait 24 hours. Well, go to bed, wake up the next morning and see how you feel. Think about it a little bit and don't let the emotions of just, feeling like you got hosed or feeling like you just lost kind of cloud your judgment. So those would just be the 2 things I'd add to that.
Oh, that's good. One other quick thing that really drained me in previous cycles, and we've had some turnover, which I think has actually put a stop to it. It used to kind of be a thing where people would be like, well, I guess this is it for me. I guess I'm going to retire, and this is probably my last cycle, and this is probably, I lost. I'm going to make a tweet hinting at this could be it for me. This is the last ride, blah, blah. Like, it's just annoying. It's the little boy who cried wolf. I don't have any sympathy for you. The truth is, if you complain that much about wanting to retire, nobody wants you here anyway. Like, it's just like nobody's going to beg you to stay. Like, it just annoys me. Honestly, it's my biggest pet peeve is the threats of retiring, especially the dramatics of putting it on Twitter, put it in chat every 3 days. Like, I cannot stand it. Most of you guys are 25 years or older. You're a grown man with either kids or a full-time job, and you're whining like a woman on Twitter, and just stop. Just stop. That pisses me off. But anyway.
I like it. All
right. Let's spread the love. Dan, who are you spreading your love all over, buddy?
Yeah, man, I want to spread the love, and I think this may be the first time in the history of TA or SML that I've ever done this. I'm going to spread my love all over Prime. Prime, hey, we just played just a day ago. You were sharp, you were creative, you played loose, you played free, you played your game. You were on top of your SML ability that I've seen over the last 3+ years. I think you're playing at a top-notch thing, and man, I'll be in your corner as long as you're not playing me. Okay, every time I play you, I'm going to try to beat the crap out of you. I want to win. I don't want to lose. But when you're playing someone else, I'm going to be cheering for you, bud. Go get it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, that might be a first in TA history that you guys have gotten along for almost the whole show. Make sure we don't. It's not over yet. I say almost because it's not over yet. But I have 3 here real quick. Well, I only had 2, but I just had 1. So those people that you just mentioned talking about retirement and putting, yes, it's annoying for us because it's like do it or don't, like, poop or get off the pot, as they say. But it's like it's frustrating because this is a video game. It's supposed to be fun. If it's not fun, stop playing. But what I would also say is I would also take Dan's advice of take 24 hours, sleep on it. Maybe go talk to someone, and I don't mean this rudely at all. Just talk to someone like Dump, who kind of I just think I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And I think as soon as he did, you don't know what you have until it's gone. It was like a void in his life, right? Where even as frustrating as this game gets, it's still just having the chat and having a game to play every advance. And I don't know, man, I think you're going to miss it when it's gone, and you might not get back in as quickly as you want if that happens. So take some time to think about it. Talk to someone like Dump or whoever it is that you vent to, and make sure that if you're going to go, you understand the ramifications if you want to come back. 2 people to spread my love. It's been a while, so I do have a lot of love to spread. I've got Prime. You got to get people here that I can pronounce. Yeah. Jshu 19, whatever your name is. Welcome to the league, man. Welcome to the AFC North. This they're going to beat you down, man. This whole division is going to beat you down. Every game, you're going to have to grind for every yard. It's true AFC North football, but it's fun, man. Even when you lose, it's like, geez, it's just that chess match, man. It's fun, win or lose. And then I'm going to go over to the other side, and it's Dump, man. Look, guy spent the 8th pick. I think he probably traded up to the 8th pick, or I'm not sure what all happened there. But at the end of the day, he had the 8th pick. He took a quarterback, 91 speed, 90 throw power. It's usable. Star dev. Look, hey, this is something I can work with. And then a little guy named Josh Allen went on the block, right? And I'm sure he's got the wheels turning. Man, I just spent the 8th overall pick on a quarterback. I really want Josh Allen, but God, what do I do? And you know what? He pulled the trigger. I don't know if Prime influenced it, if he talked to his wife, his dog, whoever. He pulled the trigger. He is on a tear. I don't even know if a ball's hit the ground in Arizona since Josh Allen got there. So hats off to Dump. I mean, he's 31 years old. He's got a 22-year-old stud, freak athlete, and he took a chance on a 31-year-old guy, mortgaged the future, multiple firsts, and it's paying off. So hats off to Dump for doing what a lot of NFC guys should have done, who are in much worse positions than Dump, but Dump did it. So hats off to you, Dump.
That's good. That is good. I'm about to preemptively spread the love on people who are about to be stressed out in like 10 days. AFC side of things, I got the meats, Fins, Matt, Bomber, Colt 45. You guys are all like 4-4 or 3-4, and Gutta is another one. And there's about 7 guys fighting for that number 7 and 6 seed. People are gonna be doing a lot of math. People are gonna be doing a lot of tiebreakers. People are gonna be doing a lot of things. So all I have to say is, now is the time. Before you have to do all that math, make sure you play your games. Make sure you win your games and put yourself in the ultimate focused mindset. So In about 10 days, you're not sweating bullets. I love you guys. You guys are all great players. And I think that it's going to be fun to watch what's going to happen. NFC side of things, same thing. Paulie, Woods, Soda, Dom's going to be in the picture. Dump's right there, but he's got his quarterback now, Straw. Those guys going to be sweating bullets. I just want to spread my love on those guys because the stress is going to be real. And of course, I want to kind of spread my love right back at Dan, who I hit him up after this season. And, you know, I'm a cocky guy, but I'm not afraid to humble myself. And I said, Dan, you know, what do I have to do to get back on track? And he's like, well, Prime, you suck. But then he said, well, you just got to do a few things. I'm not going to disclose those few things.
That is a true story, by the way. I did say that.
Yeah, he did say that. And I was like, well, if we can shift the coordinates of this ship just a little bit, I think we're there. Winningest player of the cycle last cycle. We're in the playoffs every year. I think two of the last 3 seasons, first seed. And Dan said one thing, and I'll share it with all you guys, especially you super competitive, highly elite players. When you play guys who you're feeling good against that you might be heavily favored against, why not practice your plays against those people? And I thought about that for a second, and I'm a guy who doesn't practice Madden. I'll admit it. Like, you can check the hours, you can check whatever you want. Before the cycle, I will scrimmage people pretty consistently, but I have the same plays that I've ran since I was 12 years old. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to practice this game on my spare time. I'm in the chat. I've got a wife. She knows that I'm super dedicated to this league, and I'd feel kind of guilty playing this game more. So if I'm playing somebody who I've got a lead on or that I might be favored against, I might add a couple plays right before that game kicks off and then use those plays in that game. And then that'll be my practice, a real game situation. And I've kind of taken that a little bit approach the last couple of games, and I think it might be beneficial to me. So anybody else who's like that out there? Or if you're eliminated from the playoffs and you're trying to find a reason to play the game, that's your reason to get better. And that's a great opportunity to get better. Anyway, Matt, what's your 5, buddy?
Yeah, let's get to it. God, number 5. I'm just going to start off getting heat from the NFC here. I've got Raider fan. Look, I know the guy is 7-1, and he just lost to Dom. But look, he's only played one AFC game, and he won, but it was against Tiny, who we barely claim. So again, I this is a guy that went 8-9 last year in a weak NFC. I got to see a little bit more, and he's got a chance to. I mean, he's got a chance to show me that more, right? I mean, he's got Paulie, he's got Prime, he's got Doink, he's got Bomber, he's got Colt, who right now, laugh all you want, is in that run for that 7 seed, is like you said. He's got KP at the end of the season. He can avenge the loss to Dom, which I really do value that on the map 5 is when you avenge a loss that you had. So yeah, he's got the win over Straw, but other than that, it's Mike twice, it's Tampa Bay. He did beat Stavo and Woods, I guess. But I mean, I just want to see more. No disrespect to him. I need to see more from a guy who just went 8-9 last year in the weakest conference. At number 4, I've got QP. Again, I don't really know what to think of QP. Part of this new look, dynamic pistol run game. I don't know where he got this pistol run game from, but he pretty much primarily runs out of the pistol now, and he's a big-time runner. He's actually 4th in rushing yards offensively, and he's 12th in passing. I feel like that's always been reversed for him, which I like that as someone who runs a lot and wants to shorten the game and stuff. I like that. I just don't know if it fits QP and or if he can stick to it. I know he's the defending champ, blah, 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 blah. I know. But we last season's over, right? Everybody forgot. Who cares? It's this season. So QP, look, the guy's a stud. He's lost his first 2 games of the season, divisional games. We talked about how tough those are. Again, I don't know how I feel about it yet because your defense has to be really good when you do that, and he's kind of middle of the road. But hey, if he finds an identity like that and he can pass when he needs to, hats off. Number 3, I've got Dan. Look, his only losses were to Bronny, who probably wants to beat him more than anybody in this league, rightfully so. And then Prime. So again, and I think that was his first game and his most recent game. I think he's won everything in between. So hey, can't fault those losses. Again, a trend here, right? Divisional losses. Even Raider fans lost divisional losses. So You're starting to see a trend, and it'll continue as the cycle goes on. Doesn't matter who's better or whatever. Those divisional games get tougher and tougher. At number 2, I've got KP. Look, guy hasn't lost a game. I mean, I don't care who's on your schedule. He has not lost a single game. This is a guy who won a Super Bowl last year. He has wins over AJ. He has wins over Gutta, wins over Stavo. So he's got some decent wins there. Looking sharp. And then at number 1, I've got Prime. I mean, it's plain and simple. You're 7-0, just like KP, but you've got the better resume. You have wins over Bomber. You have wins over Dan. You have a win over Dump, a convincing win over Dump at that. So that's my top 5.
That's a good list, I feel.
Very good. Very good. I agree. Good list.
Guys, that is SML Total Access, kind of a New Year's inspired episode here as we're paving the way through what season 69, I think, meets. We're expecting some serious graphics for the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Guys, we appreciate you listening as usual. And until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful day.